The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Oops, it's the holidays, man. Okay? Things happen. Begsy, take it away.
Things do happen. Hey, it's we're still sipping on Baileys and coffee over here on Locked On Canucks, and one of the Canucks UFAs, maybe even a couple of them, are going to get a nice sizable raise. But which UFA should the Canucks target, and why is it Tyler Myers? More on that next year on Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs, Canucks writer, and your co-host here on Locked On Canucks. Before we dive into the episode, we got to thank you for tuning into Locked On Canucks. It is your team every day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. If you haven't done so already and you want to give Colin the best Christmas present ever, make sure you go subscribe or follow.
Boxing Day present, bro. Boxing Day present, okay? Christmas is past. Come on, man.
That's the holidays.
Live in the moment. Live in the moment, man. If you're late for Christmas, if you didn't see me for Christmas, there's a reason, man. You ain't part of the Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It's Boxing Day, okay? Anyways, Bagsy, let's go.
Let's go, man. I think we took a couple days off here, so it was your team every day except for a couple days over Christmas there. But we're back here on Boxing Day, and the main thing we want to talk about today is which UFA the Canucks should extend. We're going to list through a couple of them. Before I do that, I got to shout out Game Time, okay? Make sure you go download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, the lead topic on today's episode, the Canucks UFA dilemma, okay? They're having a great season, some great individual performances. We're going to go through the Canucks UFAs and talk about who they should prioritize heading into 2024-25. Hey, these guys could get an extension at any time, okay? Focusing on the UFAs here. The second segment, we're going to get to our Canucks go to the week. Who are the best 5 Canucks last week? Surprise, surprise, it might have a few of those third-line guys might make it to the list. And then finally want to touch on Jonathan Lekari-Mackie getting lucky with it over in Sweden. You know who else is getting lucky with it? Kyle Bowen, my co-host, living the dream, doing the robot for those on YouTube. What a beauty. How you doing, buddy?
We're doing good, man. Shout out to the family. Shout out to love, man. We're blessed, man. Here on the West Coast, the best coast of Canada. Well, we get to celebrate the holidays. A lot of people in the world don't even get to do that right now, okay? Straight up. It's tough out here. We're also blessed because we cheer for a first-place team.
Woo!
A first-place team. Point percentage, not first. But, hey, point percentage, come on. I'm an old-school guy. You know, Trevor, I want to say sorry to the people. Okay? That last episode we dropped. I think it was Friday. It was a solo episode. Listen back to it, man. Unbelievable. What have I become? The Canucks need to fix this ASAP. ASAP? We're first place. I'm bringing up the fancy stats, man. I blame you. Anyways, Kyle Bowen, Trevor Beggs, Boxing Day, one love. So again, everyone listening to this, and I want to sign all these guys. That's how I'm feeling, you know? That's how I'm feeling. But do I want to do that before I touch Filip Hronek and Elias Pettersson? Not even touch it, but just, get it done? No. But if I wasn't playing that game and we're just playing this game and I had to pick one, Ian Cole. That's my guy.
Ian Cole. Okay, well, let me rip through the UFAs here so that in case you listen out there, in case you're not sure what's going on, here are the Canucks UFAs, guys who need a new contract at the end of the season. Teddy Blueger, Sam Lafferty, Dakota Joshua, Tyler Myers, Nikita Zadorov, Ian Cole. Okay, Filip Hronek, Elias Pettersson, again, UFAs. The last UFA I should mention is Casey DeSmith. So you got 3 forwards, 3 defensemen, and your backup goaltender. So 7 key players. I didn't mention Mark Friedman, but he's more of a depth piece anyways. But again, Hronek and Pettersson, RFAs, they're retained by the team. I think we do got to talk about them a little bit because, like you said, Kyle, they are the 2 most important guys who need contracts on this team.
Oh, man.
But among those UFAs, you're going Ian Cole, eh? So
yeah,
if you're signing Ian Cole, like what kind of contract are you comfortable with? Are you kind of hoping he signs another 1-year deal. Do you think would you be comfortable giving him more than that?
Ooh, okay. I think you're gonna have to give him 2 as like a reward, right? Good employee. It's got to be a multi-year deal, and I think he's gonna be coveted. And he just seems like a piece, man. I think that there's been so many Canuck games now, right? We've played 35, so many games, the most in the NHL, and it's pretty apparent that in a lot of those games, Ian Cole is just either unnoticeable for all the good reasons or noticeable for good ones. Like he's doing like big hits, doing his thing. He played really well on Saturday. Don't get me wrong, he's not a perfect defenseman, but we need more guys like that who are consistently playing more clean games. That's the next evolution of Vancouver Canucks defenseman, and he's just a piece to keep for real. Like out of Myers, Zadorov, it's Ian Cole. You don't want to go into every offseason needing 3 defensemen. You know what I'm saying? He's just so important.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, Kyle. But I will say my guy, and with any UFA, it's the caveat of how much is this guy going to sign for. But for me, again, early returns, this guy missed a lot of the season, but it's Teddy Blueger. And I just think it's the fact that
Ooh.
centermen are so hard to find. He's
Damn.
performed so well, and it's not just the drive in the third line and the offensive production. I mean, that's been great, but it's completely unexpected. But the fact that this guy has been a staple on the PK, has really taken over as kind of the Canucks' top penalty killer, taking that away from JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. Thank the Lord for that. But Teddy Blueger, again, I'm a little nervous on what the contract might be. Again, that you took that 1-year, $1.9 million deal. I do have the Athletics player cards up here. So it says that Teddy Blueger's market value right now, based on the way he's played, is $3.6 million.
Oh, no, dude.
Now, again, Teddy
Come
Blueger,
on.
I don't think he would make 3.6, but again, it's early returns here. He's on pace for over a full 82 games. Again, he's missed time. And he's on a 16 goal, 47-point pace. Like that is pretty much a low end second line center. And remember, this guy couldn't even get into the lineup for the Vegas Golden Knights on their Stanley Cup run. But man, oh man, he's been so good for the Canucks. Not old by any means. He's only 29 years old. So
And
I
you know
just think
who else
Teddy
has been
Blueger's
really,
pretty-
really good for the Canucks? His line mate. Like he's playing with the best player on the Canucks right now. Like Connor Garland has been the best 5-on-5 player for the Vancouver Canucks over the last 15 games, 16 games.
Yeah,
Again, man.
yeah, 100%. I mean, I think we kind of talked about it, right, Kyle? It's don't trade this guy. You're not going to get value for him. He's providing more than what he appears to be worth based on point totals. And lo and behold, I mean, according to the Athletics player cards, Connor Garland, he's playing at a $5.5 million. He's a $5.5 million player right now. So playing above that $4.95 million cap hit, all the while doing it on the third line with next to no power play time. So what he's been doing has been damn impressive. I want to say one of the reasons I picked Blueger over Dakota Joshua, who again is also a UFA, is I'm kind of scared about what the Dakota Joshua contract is going to look like.
Why, man?
Okay, what you're not scared, man? What are you comfortable paying Dakota Joshua if you're Patrick Alvin?
Yo, right now I'm thinking about long term. I'm thinking about all the things people are saying about Elias Pettersson. Like he's got to take a discount. He's got to take a discount. Oh, Pettersson, if he wants to make it work in Vancouver and wants the Canucks to be competitive, he's got to take a discount. Yo, all these guys got to take discounts, man. It's just the truth. Speaking of discounts, okay, Aaron, again, the mayor of Surrey. If you don't know this guy, you will know this guy soon. He built Trevor Linden Club 16 Surrey Central by himself. He's talking about the Canucks being first overall right now, and that giving players the indication that, yo, this is something that I'd take a pay cut for, and that's playing hockey in Vancouver with this organization, under that management, under all those coaches. Vancouver, man, and come on, man. This show used to air at 4:20 p.m. every day, okay? We got something else here that's elite, man. You know what I'm saying? So how much would I pay Dakota Joshua? $2.2 million per year at most.
2.2.
And for Ian Cole, I didn't answer your question about Ian Cole. Sorry to cut you off, but I know you asked that. It's in the 3s. I still try to keep it under 4 for sure, but it's in try to get him in the early 3s.
Yeah. Maybe would you be comfortable with a 2-year deal with $3.5 million a season for Ian Cole? I mean, again, this guy's playing on your second pair. I think that's probably a fair contract. Again, you worry about the aging curve. That would be his age 35 and age 36 season. So you could actually add some bonuses to the deal, maybe even keep the cap hit down a bit as well.
You need a guy like that, man. He's good in I feel as if without even being there, I know you've been there a little bit more. I feel as if he's so important to the room.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah,
look at
I
the
agree.
record change. And you mentioned Ian Cole so many times throughout our first 50, 60 episodes of the show this season. And you're talking about how he had that quote early on that good teams don't do what? What don't they do? Like lose 3 in a row, or you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the Canucks have been pretty consistent the whole way through. I'm not just saying that this guy manifested that, but he is important to talk it in that whole room.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I do wonder about, how much, like, where's he going to be at a game like 70, game 80? I think he's still going to be pretty damn good. But we
Yeah.
have seen his minutes cut back a bit now that Zadorov's come. And I think that's partially by design. I feel like the coaching staff believed they were overplaying Ian Cole a bit. I don't want to say
No.
his game fell off or anything, but it definitely seemed like they were trying to be a bit proactive there and decrease Ian
Bruh.
Cole's ice time. Because again, this guy he's a good player. He's been a rock for the Canucks, but he's probably not a 22-minute a night guy, which is basically what he was for the Canucks early in the season.
Man. You know what else he is? I was gonna bring up Sam Lafferty, but I gotta keep talking about Ian Cole. Okay, sorry, Sam. Okay, we were wrong about you earlier. You proved us wrong. What's the saying? You shove it up the rear end. Okay, you did that to both of us. Okay, at the same time. We'll talk about you maybe on another episode, maybe in a couple minutes. But Ian Cole, he's also a champion. He's also a champion. And I was thinking about this, and I want to ask the people. Let me know in the comments below. And Begsy, let me know this in general. Have the Canucks ever had this many Stanley Cups in their organization? Do the math. No, honestly,
Yeah, I mean,
it's the truth.
especially-
Like, it's
yeah.
new. And maybe that's why it's new, because we don't know Ish. The fans don't know Ish. It's really about, obviously the NHL talent. And for once, the Vancouver Canucks seem to have a lot of champions in the building, from the top all the way down. And Ian Cole, one of the guys who has to get it done more than anyone in the organization. He's an actual player. He's a champion.
Yeah, lost a championship pedigree in Vancouver, which sounds weird to say, but it's a nice
Yeah.
weird, okay? I like weird, and especially like nice weird.
I like the Canucks.
Yeah, I like
Again.
the Canucks. There you go.
I love the Canucks, man. I love the
let's,
Canucks. Why did my girlfriend get me a Pedersen jersey, a black skate jersey? I'm joking, man. She got me a hat, though. She got me a hat with the black skate, not the orca,
Nice.
okay?
Nice.
Do the
There you
math.
go.
Black skate full time, very
you and I can match. If the Canucks win the Stanley Cup, we're doing a live show wearing nothing but the Canucks boxers and the Canucks black skate hats. Let's go, buddy.
I'm getting a
Better have
black
the
skate
eight-pack ready
tattooed
to
on my
go.
forehead, right here in the middle.
Holy man, can I do that for you? I'm a pretty good artist.
Go ahead, man.
Couple quick points before we cut to break here. Dakota Joshua, you know what? For a contract I'd be comfortable with, I'm kind of thinking like the Anton Roussel Jay Beagle special, which is not what you want to be compared to. But if you can get Dakota Joshua on like a 4-year, $3 million deal, that's something I'd be pretty happy with. And look, this guy is killing penalties for the Canucks. He's on a 22 goal pace right now. His market value is $3.3 million, according to the Athletics player card model. Look, if you could get Dakota Joshua on a 4-year, $3 million deal, I think that'd be a pretty sweet contract.
Why would you give him 4 years? Talk to me, because you've already seen everything you needed from him, albeit him also have a lot of F-ups where, the coach is calling him out, healthy scratch, blah, blah, blah. Are you taking in account how resilient he's been and how much he's shown based on, again, some of the comments from Taka? Because, yeah, I've been super impressed, but given 4 years at $3 million per, you know what? It's the whole. I'm. What's the word? I've been a lucky Canucks fan. Okay, I've been given a lot, and what I've been given at one point was, again, one of the best deals in hockey. Okay, Alex Burrows was doing his thing, and he's like, you know what? I'll sign a 4-year deal worth $2 million per. And then it's like, okay, Dakota Joshua's done it for 22 goals, and I'm already like, yo, give him 4 years, $3 million. I know it's a different time, but hey, shout out to him though. He's doing a lot right now.
Yeah,
the most.
He's been rock solid. I also wanted to quickly mention, kind of to Aaron's question there. I think Canucks players might consider taking discounts once this team makes noise in the playoffs. Look, it's great to be first overall in the NHL at Christmas, but I think Teddy Blueger said at post game on Saturday, the Stanley Cup is not awarded at Christmas as much as we would love that in Vancouver.
Champion!
So I don't know
champion.
if guys are gonna. I just don't think guys are taking discounts based on a great regular season. I mean, every guy's got a different motivator, right? Like maybe guys just love the city, they have a young family, they want to stay put. There's always different factors at play. But I don't think guys are taking a discount until the Canucks make some noise, like let's say like a 6 or 7 game second round appearance at the minimum, maybe in a conference finals appearance, like something that really gets the team excited. Like, oh shoot, stop myself there. family show.
Okay.
Oh shoot, we could win the Stanley Cup. Like that's something where guys would start taking discounts. On the other side, we talked about some of these guys already, but let's get to it. The Canucks goats of the week. Okay, I know it feels like a while ago with the Christmas season. It feels like the Canucks haven't played in a while, but they did play a few games last week, and guess what? They won each and every one. I think it was a long time ago now. Did they beat the Stars? I can't even remember now. Anyways,
No, we lost.
on the other side,
We lost.
we lost to the
We lost
Stars. It felt like a win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's okay.
yeah, that was a moral victory. Moral
You're
victory.
drunk,
Yeah,
Trevor. You're drunk.
moral victory season. Goats of the week on the other side here on Locked On Canucks. Before we get to our goats of the week, I gotta shout out FanDuel, baby. As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers stay hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. Now, Kyle, your Packers just narrowly escaped with the victory, 33-30 over the Carolina Panthers. You still feeling good about their playoff odds after that one, or what?
Why you keep asking me those questions, man? You know I'm loyal. And you know right now, you and I are rivals. For real. Think about it. Do the math. I've never hated you more in my life. If you really do the math, because this is... Actually, that's a lie. Remember what happened in the NFC Championship game?
Playoffs.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, I went there. We connected. Telepathy. Locked On Canucks. Continue.
All right. Well, the Seahawks and Packers both in the playoff hunt. The Seahawks narrowly ahead of the Packers in the standings there. I do think the Seahawks will clean up and cover on next Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Whether you're betting on the Seahawks, the Steelers, the Packers, or whoever, make sure you do so on FanDuel, okay? The app is so damn easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, overs, unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and kick off the NFL season. Kick off. Come on, it's almost done, baby. What? Anyways, FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Welcome back to this conversation about your Vancouver Canucks on Locked On Canucks. Subscribe and hit the like button if you did enjoy today's broadcast. And let us know on Twitter, man, if you're listening to this on the audio side. Let us know how you're doing, okay? How does it feel to be first place? Are you delusional, or are you like Teddy Blueger, you know? That was a quote. I didn't even know he said that. I spent time with my family, actually, okay? Not like you. You're probably on your phone all day looking at quotes from the game prior against the San Jose Sharks. Right, Teddy Blueger with one of the quotes of the year. Ian Cole earlier in the year with one of the quotes of the year. Again, the Canucks have championship pedigree. And I was thinking about this, unrelated sort of. But what if they go to Dakota Joshua and say this, right? Because one of those things that he could get somewhere else possibly could be more opportunity. But what if Alvin says to him, like, yo, take a discount at 4 years, and maybe in year 2 and year 3, you start playing with Elias Pettersson. You start playing with JT Miller. I want to ask you this, Trevor Beggs, before you go to the goats of the week. And you know what? It does connect, okay? Because I know Joshua's probably number 1 or number 2. For real. Do you think he can get better?
I think so. And I think part of the reason I don't know if I answered that in the first segment, but part of the reason I think a 4-year deal makes sense for Joshua is the fact that he's a late bloomer, right? Like, I know he's 27 years old, so he's kind of the average age of an NHLer nowadays, but Dakota Joshua was a young NHLer, right? He's barely 100 games into his career. Late bloomer, like worked his way up through college hockey and the minors and the ECHL. Like, he went through the grind, right? This isn't the guy that just broke into the NHL like 20, 21 years old. He was, basically a rookie last season. I guess he had 30 games to his resume before last year, but young man in the NHL, and I think he's got some room to grow still. Rick Tocchet kind of said it last season, and I'm buying it, man. He can score 20 goals, and there's another level to his game. I think we're seeing it right now, and that's reflected on the goats of the week, baby. Let's get into it now. All right, the goats of the week. Well, guess what? Dakota Joshua is not first overall. It is Teddy Blueger, the glue man himself. He's keeping that third line together. Again, I think one of the reasons I have him first, I know he's got 5 points in 3 games last week. That was tied for first overall in the Canucks. But one of the reasons I have him as first overall is not only is he the center on one of the best lines in hockey right now. Never mind one of the best third lines, one of the best lines on hockey right now. again, he's driving play on that third line, but he's also doing a great job killing penalties.
Oh,
Looking good on the back check at even strength. Like everything in Blueger's game, Blueger.
yeah.
Everything in Blueger's game right now is crispy, man. I really like what Teddy Blueger's bringing to the table. Now let me just
Wow.
get to number 2 and 3, Max. There's no surprise here. Number 2, I have Connor Garland. Again, on
Whoa.
the ice for 5 goals for 0 goals against at even strength last week. The same as Teddy Blueger and Connor Garland himself. Actually scored a goal last week and I had 4 points in 3 games. And number 3, yeah, sorry, Kyle, Dakota Joshua wasn't 1 or 2. He's number 3 on my list. The entire third line deservedly 1, 2, and 3 in the Canucks weekly power rankings.
Man. You know what? I would have given Garland or Joshua the first place vote this week on Goats of the Week. But there's politics here, and Trevor makes all the decisions. Only because they've been doing it for so long now. Like literally, it feels as if it's been almost 60 days of Joshua and Garland being really good every game. So I would have given them some kudos. But yo, Teddy Blueger has been a lot better than I think we all expected. We knew this guy was a smart player. We knew he worked hard. I liked how Alvin brought up right away how he'd be a good guy to just even have in training camp. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way he prepares, that professionalism, that championship pedigree. I know he was a healthy scratch, but so was Ben Hutton. Okay, their names are on the cups, right? I think I could be right on that. Both their names. Anyways, Teddy Blueger has been again more value than we thought, and I do think that this is what we're going to get the whole way through because of the fact that he is on a one-year deal. He has a lot to prove. And I'll say it again, maybe all these guys, maybe because this season matters so much. And let's just lean on the fact that we have a lot of guys on this team who are playing for a lot outside of, an opportunity of winning a cup in Vancouver. A lot of one-year deals with guys like Lafferty, Joshua, Teddy Blueger. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys have been middle of the pack NHLers, not really being, I wouldn't say full-timers, but like being respected / being at the top of their class. And I think this year they're doing a lot of that. And maybe they're telling themselves like, yo, if we keep this together for another 50 games, we'll get that respect. And also that 3-year deal, that 4-year deal worth $2.5-3 million. A lot to prove for those guys. And I think because of that for Teddy Blueger and Joshua, this line is going to continue to be one of the best lines in hockey.
Let's go, man. I love the hype because it's not often you say that a third line is one of the best lines in hockey. Then why the hell are they a third line? That makes no sense. Anyways, let's wrap up the goats of the week. Some more familiar faces in terms of star power. Number 4 and 5. Number 4, I got Quinn Hughes. He was the guy who was tied with Teddy Blueger with 5 points in 3 games last week. Quinn Hughes, again, it was an empty netter, but now has 10 goals on the season. He is on pace for 23 goals and 103 points at Christmas.
Hey, people, Locked On Canucks, Kyle Bauman, but more importantly, Trevor Beggs. Because in the summer, he did this. He sounded like an idiot. He sounded delusional, okay? Trevor Beggs, the only one in the hockey world saying Quinn Hughes is going to put up 100 points. He didn't say Cale Makar. He didn't say Adam Falk. He said Quinn Hughes. And this was back in July. And it's mad impressive, Trevor Beggs. And that's why you're not only one of my greatest friends ever, you're turning into one of my favorite hockey podcasters out there, man. It's just the truth, man. It's just the truth. Hey, speaking of which, we barely said this, okay? We barely got into the chat. A lot of Merry Christmases, okay? This one came from Blake Creamer. You want to talk about one of the best hockey podcasters in the world right now? It's Blake Creamer, man. That's just the truth.
Yeah. Creams and Dreams. Go check out the Apples and Geno's podcast. And let's wrap up Goats of the Week. Make sure you check this guy out, Elias Pettersson. He's a pretty damn good hockey player. I have him as the 5th and final Goat of the Week. Elias Pettersson's back, man. I think we've seen it over the month of December here. He had another 4 points in 3 games last week. Elias Pettersson, he's also on pace for some not bad point totals himself. Quinn Hughes is outpacing him a little bit, but Elias Pettersson is on pace for 30 goals and 101 points right now.
He's going to get more than that. He's going to get 110, 150, 120.
Yeah.
Dude. There's
right. He's still on pace for 100 plus points after a pretty slow month in November.
He's picking up here, man. Yo, the Vancouver Canucks needed a break. Like this break that we had here was the best thing ever. Obviously, it's the holidays. We need the time off, but look at the Canucks schedule and what they've done and what they've had to prove. Like there's a lot of weight on their shoulders, man, for real. I know other teams have played 35 games, but this team had none of this projected for them at all. They've proven a lot. They've dealt with a lot, and this team needed a break. And I know this sounds crazy because there's teams dealing with injuries, but if there was any team that needed a break, it was the Vancouver Canucks. And they're relatively healthy. And I'm saying that only because all this PDO talk, all this like, oh, they're leaving a lot of room off the table. I think a small break like this could start rounding out the team's game because they've been really good for a long time. But a lot of us are saying they're getting lucky, but a lot of us are also saying, yo, nah, we're just not playing at our best, but we can still, reach that. First place, baby. Happy holidays. Happy Boxing Day. Is it Merry Boxing Day? Begsy, who we shouting out?
All right, let's wrap up the show. We'll talk a little Jonathan Lekaramaki on the other side here. Very quickly, can he be the MVP of the World Juniors? And like you said, Kyle, maybe we'll get to a couple comments. Happy holidays! It's still the holiday season, baby. You know, I'm still sipping on something right now. It's just water, but it's gonna be a little stronger than that when I get back inside. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. On the other side, we're gonna wrap up the show here on Locked On Canucks. Before we wrap up the show, I got to shout out Game Time, baby. I hope you use Game Time for a little stocking stuffers because, Game Time saved my bacon. You know why? Because they are the best place for killer deals on last-minute tickets, okay? Game Time, they got my back. I get these emails from Nicole at Game Time. She's always teasing me with events this week in my area. Not only are her weekly emails a tease, but Game Time also offers me flash deals on last-minute tickets. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Now I have no choice but to get out my hairy rear end and check out a local show on a Friday night. So make sure you snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets. Lowest price. Guaranteed.
Welcome back to Locked On Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen. That right there is Trevor Beggs. And more importantly, this is the show that gives you that West Coast bias and that West Coast bias only. Also, the question of the day also, consistently happens on every day. When we have this conversation here on Locked On Canucks, I got to ask the most important question in the world. Trevor Beggs, how you doing, man? How was Christmas?
Christmas was great, man. I mean, the entire family's battling a little cold here, so everyone's a little gunky. But no, Christmas is a magical time, man. Especially, my daughter, 3 years old now, like she's really getting it. She's really into it. My wife is just like, the cutest human being, like just makes everything so awesome for the kids. Right. So no, it's an awesome time, man. And you know what? Usually I go to Edmonton for Christmas. This year I escaped the frozen tundra. And now look, now I can record a podcast outside because it's like, only 5
come on, man. Don't be disrespecting the Green Bay Packers like that. I know what you did there. To call it Edmonton the frozen tundra, man. Only save that name for Green Bay, okay? Come on, man.
No, come on. Edmonton's more frozen than Green Bay, man. If you looked at the map, look how much farther north Edmonton is than Green Bay.
You don't know anything. You've never been to Green Bay, okay? This is
Have you been to Edmonton?
Seattle, Green Bay. I hope we meet in the playoffs. I hope we both meet in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So
that would be something. I'm not sure how Seattle and Green Bay are going to pull that off, but
anyways, I saw this from Callum, okay? Give Ian Cole 3 year at a lower AAV. Is that what he's saying? Or 3 at a lower AAV? I don't know what he's talking about. But
I think he's saying 3 years at a lower AAV. Yeah. 35, 36, 37, right? Those are going to be the age, Ian Cole's age in those years. I mean, I'd be pretty worried about that. I personally don't feel comfortable going further than 2, but 2 would make sense to me.
We have this other comment from Callum. Is Kyle bigger than you, Trevor? It's funny,
like we're talking about
when we do live shows, it's gonna be funny. People are gonna run into us and they're gonna be like, I didn't know you guys were 5'4" and 5'3". It is what it is. We'll prove them wrong though, okay? Anyways, Trevor, talk about it, okay? Lekaramaki, I didn't know this. I don't got Twitter. I don't got X. I don't got the immediacy of life. And I wish I knew this. Lekaramaki, game 1 for Sweden. We're not talking about Canada here. We're talking about Team Sweden. He picked up 2 goals. Okay.
No, it has nothing to do with Twitter or X, man. I'm at home. I got the World Juniors on. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning watching Canada. I probably would have slept in, but my son was up at 5, so I'm like, I guess I'm getting up to watch. But Sweden again, 6-0 win over Latvia. Jonathan Lekaramaki not only scored a couple of goals, but I thought pretty sharp overall. I think he's just kind of forechecking a bit harder than I've seen from him in the past. Again, he drew a penalty in the second period, which led to a goal. Can't remember if it was his goal or somebody else's, but overall, the Karamakis looking pretty damn good. And you know what? This is his third go around of the World Juniors. Not many guys get to 3 World Junior Championships. I'm just thinking, like, why can't Lekaramaki be the MVP of this tournament?
Whoa.
He puts up the offense. If Sweden can win a medal on home ice and Lekaramaki, let's say, leads the tournament in points, which is plausible, why can't Lekaramaki be the MVP? So I'm putting that juju in the atmosphere over the holidays.
Or Tom
here.
Willander. Did he play? Like, give me your Tom Willander scouting report. Like, what's going on there?
I didn't think he was super noticeable. I didn't seem like make a lot of mistakes, but Lekaramaki of the 3 Canucks prospects, DPD, Tom Willander, and Jonathan Lekaramaki. Lekaramaki's the guy that stood out most to me for sure.
Dude, if Elias Pettersson, like the real one, I know the other guy's the real one too, but our Elias Pettersson, the alien, if he leads us to a Stanley Cup and I'm, on some stuff and I'm thinking about life and I'm thinking about everything Vancouver Canucks and how I got here, I'll come to the conclusion that I need to get a Sweden flag or Swedish flag tattooed on my right chest.
Wow.
And then a Fijian one on my left.
Look at the tattoos we discussed today. You're going to get 2 flags on your titties, and then you're going to get a black skate on your forehead. Kyle Bowen, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
Cult, man. Cult leader, man. Locked on Canucks, man. Okay, your team every day. Over here, the West Coast Bias here every day. Yo, Merry Christmas to everyone. I'll read something from Red Risotto. Merry Christmas, dudes. Thanks for reading my whining and bitching comments. It is what it is. We always say this, right? Love us or hate us. If we're wrong or right, who cares? We're all Canucks, man. We were taught that at a very young age, man. I believed in the Canucks before I believed in Santa Claus. It's the truth.
I still believe in both, so it's all good.
There you go, man. Good for you, man. Keep the dream alive.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you out there. Whether you're an everydayer, an occasional listener, a first-time listener, a new subscriber, or those of you who join us on our live shows here on YouTube, we love each and every one of you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Kyle and I will keep it rolling here this week on Locked On Canucks because, like he said, it is your team every day. Only one Canucks game this week, actually. It's Thursday against the Philadelphia Flyers, and they're off until the following Tuesday against the Ottawa Senators. So, again, a well-deserved break for the team. They need it. But Kyle and I, no break for us. We're going to keep it locked and loaded here on Locked On. That's it for this episode. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Kyle Bowen, and you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.
No, we get a break. We get a break from watching the games. I get like 2 or 3 hours back. It's going to be nice. Like, I'm going to be able to see my brothers, see my girl. Okay.
You finally catch up on that on your Pornhub playlist.
Whoa!
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast